can just bring my hips over the top here. I just clear the knees. See, I'm putting all my weight here. I just clear, and then I drive my hips in and slide down. Or you can get a quick round from the head. So I can do that way. I can also, if I'm inside, if his legs open up, I can even use my elbow on the inside. I can start to leverage it out the other way. I can pass the other way. Or sometimes I'll just use my knee against his knee. Okay? I'll just come in here, touch here, and then I'll just step out. So my hip is by himself. That works even if he's sitting up. He's sitting up in here. I'll just touch my knee to his knee here, or I'll even start to press in his hip a little bit. See how I take his hip, wrap around. So I can hop over, or I can just do my so I can block either way with the knee or knee. I'm just going inside. I'm looking at the angle of his leg. Okay? If he's more outside, it's open, I start to cut through the middle. Right? If it's close, I press this way, I start to go on the outside. If it's straight here, I could do that, or I could jump over the top, or I could go the way I'm going. So whenever you're doing something, you want to have a level of sensitivity. So don't say, okay, I'm going to grab him and I'm going to make and I'm going to go do this. I never do that. I grab and I put pressure and I feel which way he's going, right? And I say, okay, this leg's pointed this way. I go here, block the knee. And I'm going to bring my hip to his head. And then I'm going to right? Or if I want to go apart, maybe I bring him in and he starts to push out. And then I start to pass here. Same grip, right? Then I come inside and look for my pass. Okay? So work on the sensitivity, get your grip on them, put some pressure, and see how they react to the pressure. That's going to tell you what the easiest way to pass is. Okay? Let's try some of those advanced movements. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm doing a pass where I control both the legs. What I want to be concerned about is the angle of his back. Alright? I want his angle outside. If you're doing defense, he wants his angle on the inside. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to control both the inside. So I start with my two fingers, wrap with the other three, keep my elbows on the inside. Anytime your arm is close, it's safe and it's stronger. If I'm outside, he starts to hit my arm and bad things start to happen to me. So I'm inside. Now I'm giving my weight. So I start to stand and I start to give my hip. This puts a lot of extra pressure on his hips. Okay? Then I'm going to put my head on the inside. So if he's really close to me, I'm going to have to back up underneath. Once I get my head inside, looking forward, keeping it in the center. Head in the center stops kimuras, it stops guillotines, stops everything I don't want. Inside, I open up that angle, and I step across. Just going to let him get his hand out so he doesn't get blocked. Okay? Once I get across, I'm going to put pressure with my hip or my shoulder. And I'm going to cover his hip. He's starting to turn into me, so I definitely want to block that close hip. I go shoulder, I'm going to put my right knee inside. I touch with the knee, and then I let go, cover his hip, cover over here. That's the way I block. Or I can keep going. Inside, as I go wide, as I step my feet out, it takes those hooks out. Even if I didn't have total control, you might start to do hooks inside here. As I bring my legs out, you cannot hook me anymore. Pass, I can keep going. Now I use my hip pressure. And then let go, block his hips, and control the position. That's the basic.
Awesome. Thank you.
I can start to bring his head back up. Shooting up. My head back here. That's the position I was in the whole 2 minutes we were drilling.
Yeah, you always give it up.
My back as he pushes, he just pushes to the ground. And I can use my hand. I've got the Until he beats the angle, he doesn't have control over my body. My hips are too fluid. They're not stapled to the ground. I'm underneath. There's lots of different ways to manipulate his head or to reestablish. So if I ever get in trouble, if he's inside, I need to make space. I need to use my hip here to make the space. If I just straight up resist as he pushes, you're going to end up here, you're going to end up pushing, and you're going to end up eventually here. Right? So I don't really want to just shore up like here. So if I can, I want to reestablish the angle. I can use my hips, change the direction this way, and I want to change my angle, my back. Sometimes I use my feet a little bit, sometimes I do my reverse butt walk. Everything's engaged. You can change the angle a little more. Frame. Shift back. Shift on the angle. He's cutting in a tight angle. I make the space and the angle. So I'm moving without having to push him, shove him, or do anything to him. I just change the angle on my body in relation to his body. If someone's passing, you can do your standard escapes. Just so you start doing the escape until he passes. Like I do 90% of the arm bar before the arm bar. You can do 90% of the escape before he passes. So what I can do is as he starts to pass, let's say he goes this way, I can start to get my shoulders at an angle. Okay? Yeah, let's change the angle. Yeah, just come real relaxed. So right here I can start to get my shoulders on this angle. Okay? I can block his hip out with two hands, or I can even block out with one. And I can do my escape of choice. I like to come out over here, or I can block his hips out here, shrimp, to my knees, and start to escape. But I don't wait until he's passed to do it. Because when his weight's on me here, without you right now, let's just sit up for a second. So if I'm an oval shape and there's pressure here, it's hard to go here, right? So again, if I do need to do that, it's sometimes easier to move this shoulder back than this shoulder forward. If I'm going this way, he's pressing this way. So instead, I bring this bottom shoulder out, and if you pressure here, I go here. Right? Now he can press here. It's just going to push me across the neck. If I'm straight up and down here, then he's going to leverage me back. If I'm angled back, that's the worst. I want to establish my angle, my hips, my legs, my shoulders. Now that pressure just helps me there. And as you start to do that, as I see him start to pass, that's where I start getting on my angle. And then when he gets past the legs, I can just finish the last 10% of the move. So looking ahead. It's a technique most people have. It's again removing myself instead of pushing into them. Which a lot of beginners are always pushing in, shoving, and they get tired, and it doesn't work as efficiently.
You're not engaged here. You're already disqualified. Do you try to escape the engagement so you can quickly get to this move?
Yeah.
Or do you wait and contest the
I'll win, but let's switch position. So you want to make sure your head is never here, because he can get a snap down here and pass. So when it angle, what I'll typically do is start to control one or maybe two, right? Because sometimes I want to snap my head down, but now it's hard. Even if you grab, I forgot one, I got the other here, right? I'll come in, I'll engage, I'll come, stretch, I'll tap. I'll control their arms a little bit. They're in control of me. Let's say you have control of mine. I'll use what I have. Using what you have. So I might re-engage him and start to use my hooks. Right? That's why my pass, I control the legs and I squish the legs. Right? Because if I have my legs, I can do a lot of different guards, all this kind of stuff, but I have to have free legs to do it. So if you're passing, you can keep us down. My concern is keeping to choke me with this, but he's got control. I can't do my reverse de la Hiva. I can't do anything, really. So what I have to do is I need to get my angle back. Then I can start to strip grips and turn them into something I want. But first is posture, angle, right? Then I control, and then I start to strip things. So sort of a series, but it's really in the order I do it.